So I went to watch John Abraham's starrer The Diplomat in theaters, and I was super happy seeing a slick rescue mission thriller which is no nonsense in its nature. Like there are barely any action sequences, wide angle shots, and tropes that you typically use for making a movie feel big. Let's discuss the curious case of John Abraham as producer.
We're just getting started. Nothing stops this train. Nothing.
In a time when producers sit on a pile of huge cash and filmmaking is just a resort for them to turn black money to white, there are few producers who like to take risk. They have the ability to take the leap of faith and materialize these into something on big screen. When sperm donation was such a taboo in our society, we had Shujit Sarkar directing a movie solely based on this topic. It had super hit music, solid entertainment, and was very educative in nature.
तू प्योर आर्यन रेस है.
A topic that can be easily made very awkward to watch with family was made with all good intentions, which eventually reflected on big screen. Maybe it's my theory, but it started with John backing filmmakers who wanted to tell a story which is new and fresh, but he himself would not like to be in them. That's why we got Ayushmann Khurrana in Bollywood making his own niche. Madras Cafe, another movie which was very realistically shot, very nuanced in storytelling, and showed Shujit Sarkar's prowess as director yet again. It is very important to observe how the entire production make a movie not to seem like a small budget from the scale at which it is showcased. Rocky Handsome, a movie with very basic storyline, predictable plot, but has a unique selling point. Its action piece. Nora Fatehi dancing while John chasing antagonist started with this one, and I hope it doesn't continue any further. The aim was simple: have a USP in each movie and showcase it on big screen. We saw John not stepping in cliché roles and him stepping out of his comfort zone. We have Parmanu, where an important tale of Indian history was told with authenticity. Again, USP being original story told in its raw form. Problem starts when producers fall for the tropes of just minting money and make choices which are just very average. We see Sardar Ka Grandson, Tara vs Bilal, which you can definitely recommend to your rivals in office. Very important to note, 100% success ratio is very difficult to achieve in an industry where movies fight for release on a particular day like anything. Maddox is classic example of striking right balance between content and commercially successful projects. They too had their ignorable ventures like Ruhi, but soon recovered after that. Coming back to the topic, to understand John as producer, we need to understand John as an actor. He had a very stereotypical image when he stepped in this industry, but chose to be different with his choice of cinema. Take No Smoking for instance. Why would a good-looking, handsome dude choose to be a character who has his own flaws? That too in an Anurag Kashyap directorial. With time, we saw him not choosing movies based out of content and him doing more mainstream guy roles. Not going to lie, we missed that John Abraham as well. The inability to step out of this inevitable loop of mainstream cinema led him to step up and back stories that needs to be told. If the movie is of the likes of The Diplomat, it should be made. An audience should support this at the right time. In times when we wait for movies to come on OTT and us calling any movie underrated, let's admit the harsh truth. It's not the filmmakers, it's the audience that drives what comes on big screen. And yes, let's keep the terms like underrated and movies ahead of its time for next generation to use. Not us.